What you're about to witness is one of the highest deficit solo Caldera runs on YouTube. There may be higher, I haven't found it. This is a minus 80 solo Caldera. This is Caldera in its Geiger form, in its Omega form. This version of Caldera would make you eat humble pie at minus 80 and minus 90. Lesser Guardians wouldn't have come out of this alive. Wouldn't have come out of it alive. The purpose of this video is to showcase to you from July 15th until October the 14th, Bungie did incorporate a 99 power level curve within the game so that you can fight combatants within 99 levels. At 100 levels, the enemies are immune. So you can fight enemies at 99. I'm going to ask you, has any of you lot tested a minus 99 delta or even minus 90 delta strike or lost sector? And I can guarantee you almost none of you have done that. But I have. I've tested it. And at minus 99 delta, I'm pretty much saying most things are impossible to solo. Impossible. Pretty much. Almost impossible. Everything will one-tap. Even one bullet off a Vex Goblin would one-tap you at that level. Even one. I'm just talking one bullet. So, this was a minus 80 solo Caldera. And it's to show to you that Bungie did incorporate this. It's going away on October 14th, and you will not be allowed to do what I did in this video because there'll be fixed deltas. Ultimate content will be minus 30. Grandmaster content will be minus 25. So Bungie did incorporate an endgame. They just didn't. They forgot to put the rewards with it. I don't know, minus 80 solo Caldera and got nothing for it. This will show you that. It'll at least explain to you that most of you don't want endgame. You don't want higher difficulty. You throw that terminology around. I want more endgame. You don't. I know what you want, and it's definitely not this. This is definitely not what you want. You want more content. You want new content that's fun to play with new guns. You're not wanting an endgame. You're certainly not wanting an endgame. At least not one that's like this. It makes no sense. The 99 power level curve is basically absurd. I don't even know why it's in the game. It's in the game, and the run's going to show you it, right? So I've fixed my power level at 470 power. The combatant power is 550. What's that? That's minus 80 delta, right? In order to achieve that, I've put on some challenge stake mods, right? Now, I didn't bother going with bells and whistles. Imagine this with Brawn. You would just die instantly. It'd be so hard. It would be incredibly tough with Brawn because you would not get your health back. You can't even get Devour Chain Kill going on this difficulty. You can't do anything at all. I didn't run any green boons. I didn't run nothing. So, when we are faced with a trouble of an activity like the Omega Geiger Caldera, you need to whip out the old school builds to allow you to even survive. No Transcendence melee prismatic builds will help you with this. Not even your Consecration Titans would help with this. I would severely doubt that they would be effective at minus 90 and minus 80 delta content. So we go super safe. You go back to Rhymecoat Rhyme and you go to Bleak Watcher Days. Not to mention, I ran a high weapon stat in this. You just watch how tanky that Caldera boss was. He was incredibly tank. And I was throwing everything at him with Transcendent debuffs, Outbreak Perfected, Rocket Sidearms. We've got this machine gun on to lower my power level artificially. That's what that's on for. I'm not really even showing you any build. I'm just showing you that I got Rhymecoat Rhyming on and we're rocking bells and whistles to just even get through this. So yeah, this video proved to you that you don't actually want stuff like this. You may say that you want endgame, but you really just don't want endgame. You just want fun new activities to play and have a good time shooting aliens in the game. That's all ultimately 90% of you what you want. And fresh new content to play. Now, there's going to be a new exotic mission tomorrow, and I believe right? I've got a hunch that next week in D2, everything's going to pick up. I think things are going to start to pick up as of tomorrow. Watch the Axe launch bugged, and then I'm knackered. And then what I've said today, has just messed up. But no, I think that the Axe, or the new exotic Axe, is basically going to be like Lament. It's going to ship broken. It's going to ship being partially meta. And there's going to be a lot of Axe videos next week. The exotic mission, I assume to be at least an 8 out of 10. And then October 14th is the big leveling update. And that's when, things are really going to roll for this game, hopefully. And then it should be the start, let's say a fresh slate, for then upcoming towards Renegades, where the game will actually be good. I have a good positive thing about Renegades, that it will actually be good. I mean, I can't predict all the future, but I will be honest, and my prediction was, before Edge of Fate launched, I did tell you all, I was very suspicious that Edge of Fate would launch in a bad state. I saw the drab planet. Kepler's a drab planet. It doesn't look, it's not eye appealing. Not only is the campaign pretty poor, but the planet itself is poor. But when you look at the Renegades content, you get the opposite vibes. So I do think that Renegades is actually going to be, it's going to be above mid. It won't be mid, but I would assume it's above mid. At least an 8 out of 10, maybe 9 if they really optimize the expansion, right? There's a whole host of features coming out with Renegades that Edge of Fate just didn't have. Edge of Fate was just a game world reset with a campaign tacked on. The game world reset being the portal. Renegades as an opportunity to already have had that game world reset, and so that it can actually give us brand new content. And that's what we've ultimately struggled with since July 15th, is content. It's just there hasn't been content, and that's the struggles. That really is a struggle. If there was a lot more Edge of Fate post quests that were actually interesting and engaging, I don't think we would be where we are now. There was post quests, but a lot of them were like Mythic, and the Mythic difficulty launched bad. Mythic difficulty, by the way, now is really good. But at launch, it wasn't good, and that was the issue. So there's going to be no comment on this one. This is just to upload for today. I'll take my rest. Tomorrow, the new exotic mission starts, and then we'll see what I can do with the exotic mission and the Axe going forward for next week. Hope you enjoy. Thank you.